Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Unless I'm dead, I'm contractually obligated to attend to my post. I will report that illegally grounded spacecraft if it is the last thing I do. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh? Yeah, you sound a lot like my lieutenant. Here, hope this gun serves you better than it did me. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time.
Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? I knew we weren't going to get through this job without some bodies piling up. Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
I'll be with you, friend. I'm Ernie, from the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources. Town sent me hereabouts to check on the guards. Now, seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but seems to me they're all dead. Mind telling me what happened here? Accidentally brutally shot themselves, huh? Unbelievable. Second time this month. Guess I'd better get to cleaning up. Can't just leave company property scattered about, bleeding out on the dirt. But who died? Oh, right. Yeah, well, we do need all the hands we got, what with folks in Edgewater dropping off like sissy pig tumors. Less competition, though, come promoting time. You don't want to amble on over to Edgewater at your earliest convenience. Constable's office might have work for someone with your, let's just say, aggressive disposition. Oh, and be sure to stop by the Edgewater Provisioner for a can of salt tuna. It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's Choice.
The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, Former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. Good law, no, I don't want you killing anyone, least of all them. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Dead? But how? Was it the plague? I needed Adelaide, you know. We needed Adelaide. She was one of a kind. She was our only flavor specialist. Adelaide's followers will need a place to stay, and the town will need more power if we're to support them.
Are you out of your mind? You just killed him. A favor? You just made me an accomplice to murdering my boss. I can't. I need to leave. I need to get away from here. I need to get away from you. You can't help yourself, huh? Took a couple knocks to the cranium. I get it. Let's just move on. I couldn't forgive myself if I let you loose upon the Vale unsupervised.
If you've come to ask forgiveness for Reed Thompson's murder, I'm afraid OSI theology has little to say on the matter. Any conflict between the two of you is none of my concern. I have no inclination to interfere. I have greater goals to achieve in my lifetime than meeting a quota of canned fish. And Ms. Holcomb is with you. Surprising, given what you're accused of. I hope you didn't threaten her. She's a gentle soul.
I'm still a bit shaken, Vicar. I appreciate you asking after me, though. You've always offered a helping hand to those that need counseling.
Thank you for the kind assessment, Ms. Holcomb. I admit, I've been quite interested to make our outsider's acquaintance.
You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
What is it? You want to expand on that? I was hoping you wouldn't say that. I was really hoping. You'd better not be spinning me a story. Yeah, that belonged to her well enough. Guess there's no arguing with you. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Hey, listen. Sorry, I know you're in a hurry. I know you want your power regulator and all. I just feel like we should go talk to Adelaide. If we're gonna kill her power, least we could do is give her people a fair warning. Yeah, I'm done.
I figured whoever cut off that power was gonna come here to salvage something. Too smart to be a marauder. That must mean Reed sent you. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management. You have a peculiar comfort with violence. Killing off my garden, gunning down Reed Thompson. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom. You understand, not a reward.
Put one down! I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I never got along with Mr. Thompson, but I don't think he deserved to die. He tried to do his best. I don't know if anybody's ever told you this, mister, but you got a violent streak. I don't know what to make of you. But I've been thinking about Miss McDevitt, too. She took care of her folk. Kept him fed and safe. She was a sweet old lady. She didn't deserve to die. Gus losing a hand in the cannery was a mistake. What you did was cold-blooded. I'm just struggling to understand why. You know, I think it's best if I tag along with you. For everybody's sake. You need somebody to balance you out. Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this... French? I can't fucking read French! But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew. Fantastic. I promise you won't regret this.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery. And to leave this place behind. It is my esteemed pleasure to serve as your crew vicar, Captain.
Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired. Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not gonna regret this.
All right, okay. We can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an intent to listen.
It's the best there ever was!
Any word on Jessie? Look, I wasn't crazy about Jessie either, but did you really have to go and kill her? This is just great. Now I'll never clear my debt. Thanks a lot, psychopath. Don't you have people to murder?
This... We interrupt your regularly...
You're sure no one followed you? Is it all clear, or am I still a wanted woman? If there's no one to pay the hitman, then I'm pretty much in the clear. Don't know if you meant to save my neck by offing Udom, but I thank you all the same. See you around, stranger.
One of the orderlies told me Jessie's out already? You really do work fast. Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better-than-average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off. It's like people touching a cookie and leaving it in the box. It's just one of those things that gets under my skin. You won't be sorry. Though it looks like you've got a full roster already. Time to play favorites, Captain.
You're right, I don't. The board is after two things, bits and power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. No kidding, huh? That sure gives me some breathing room. The board wants control over Groundbreaker, and leeches like Udom Bedford will do anything to please their corporate masters.
Captain, that wasn't right. Killing the chief in cold blood? She was working to do right by her people. What did she ever do to you?
Time to feed the flames. It's nothing personal. Promise. First, I'm gonna... Hey, Felix! Look, everyone, it's Felix!
Well, hey there, your lordship. Good to see you again.
Is this a nice man, a friend of yours, Felix?
Seeing you here feels like old times. Now, what brings you down to my sprat-infested broom closet of a kingdom?
Boss, are you out of your mind?
Jackie!
Oh, that's the last of him. Home sweet home.
Haven't seen any new faces down here since I arrived. Not sure how long ago that was. McRed tends to incinerate anyone who comes by. It's too bad. I mean, he was a scary fucker, total pyromaniac, but you know how it is. You meet a guy, get used to his quirks, and then blam.
Outlaws, I assume. Do me a favor and let me finish this, will you? And then make it quick, please. My death, you simpleton.
Jackasses!
Got 'em all.
I done had enough of this shit. I'm just the fucking tarmac guard. No one said nothing about fighting no raps. You're powerful free with that tongue of yours.
Here they come! Nice
Who's
one!
next? Nobody? Yeah, that's what I thought.
If you've come to end my life, let's be on with it. Oh, not actually one of them, are you? Then let's be on with it, swine.
Looks like we're doing this.
We're pretty good at this.
Seriously, don't get yourself killed. It's a nice cigarette case, but it's still just a cigarette case.
You're shitting me. And you came all the way back here to tell me that, when you could have just lit out of here and left me none the wiser. You were dumb as hell.
Regret it. Not even a scratch.
You want to kill me. I don't want to die. Therefore, it is in my best interest to negotiate with you. Help me get out of here, and I will pay you for my life.
Make it. Regret it. Great work.
I'm trying real hard to figure what your angle is. With your rep, I figured you'd be helping us. I don't want to take anyone on today. I'm just doing my damn job.
Here they come!
Don't mess with us.
Don't keep me in suspense. Did you get my stuff? I mean, not mine. It's for other parties. Buyers. What? Why? Great. I asked a psychopath for help. All right, stop helping. Just stop. I can't believe it. All that work.
Go! Wow, great work!
All right, let's dance.
You okay, Captain?
Groundbreakers should understand well enough now. Sometimes violence is the answer. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? Activating contingency plan DM-17. Captain is a psychopath. Please use your travel terminal and venture to Monarch via the Cascadia landing pad. As a quick reminder, Captain, Dr. Wells notified us that Cascadia was a terrifying death trap, and we should abandon all hope if we plan to make it through there alive. Have fun.
You're back. Good news? Bad news? All of the above? Suppose drinking on the trail is better than drinking on this here stool.
I hope you like being part of our crew, Nyoka. We're real excited to have you.
I can whip one up for you, but it'll cost. Here's a menu.
Oh, yikes. I can't cover this much, Captain. What? No, Captain, I don't want you to do it this way.
It's all right, miss. I'm a coward at heart. Made that clear from the outset. Look, Captain, this is the best I can do without putting myself out of business. Sure, just let me know. Lucky you.
Oh, gosh. My tum's rumbling just smelling that casserole.
Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell. I couldn't. What if he says no? Hey, maybe you could ask him for me. I mean, a no would still be bad, but it won't be quite as embarrassing if you ask. Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work. He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Kind of like you, actually. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
You got it.
I didn't have any choice. That's all Sebastian had in stock the other day. So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else. Sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell. What? I'm sorry. I think I need a minute.
That was plain mean, Captain.
He'll never see us.
Poor Celia. She truly was the beating heart of MSI.
Is it sticking again? I'm afraid nothing out here works the way it used to. There's a bit of a trick to jimmying it open. I'll see to it once we've finished dinner. Please, there's no need for incivility. Though I certainly understand how hunger sharpens the temper. I promise I'll get the door open once we've had our meal. Until then, why don't you stretch your legs a bit? A nice walk around the house will surely limber them up. Ah!
Damn, but we're good.
I am not a little boy. Haven't been one for decades, no matter what my mama wishes. I take it she's still looking for me? Had hoped she'd accept my decision. Let me guess. You're here to collect it. Well, I can tell you right now, it is not gonna happen. I won't go back. My entire life, she locked me in Stellar Bay because she was afraid. Don't go play with friends. Mantisaurs will tear your arms off. Don't leave the city. Raptidons will spit acid on your face. Marauders can violate you. You'd fall in a sulfur pool. I stuck around way too long, ruled by her fears. I'm 42 years old, but she still sees me as a little boy in need of her protection. I won't stand for it, I tell you. No, that is not gonna happen. I spent too many years there smothered by my mama's fears. Now that I'm free, nothing can change my mind. Only way I'm getting dragged back is as a corpse. Better dead than caged behind them walls again.
Watch out!
That's ever was.
Oh, you're back. Please tell me you found my baby boy. Where is he? Where's my little Tucker? I don't believe it. My boy wouldn't hurt a sprat. What did you do? You must have done something awful to provoke him. Wait, are you sure it wasn't someone else? Maybe my little boy's all right. How could you know it was him? That's Tucker's ring. How did you really killed him? Go on, get out of here. Get out of my sight. I told him I'd always keep him safe. I promised him.
Listen, that purple-toothed twerp had it coming. Not that anyone has proof. And not that it's any of your business. Well, wait, you're the new sublight partner? Look, I don't want any trouble.
But that's terrible. What happened? But that means we won't be able to log their testimonies. If there's one thing I've been hoping to re-establish in Stellar Bay, it's proper documentation for legal matters. Always a shame when tempers get the better of good sense. Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated. Please consider this payment for your services. One down.
How could you have killed Cheney like that? You robbed me of the pleasure of doing it myself. That is becoming more and more obvious. I don't think you understand the hatred I was harboring for that miserable excuse for a human being. Cheney conned me not only out of good money for the book's location, but also years of my life. I'm certain he knew it was in French. At least you made him pay. For all of it. Haven't you heard? Everyone's welcome here. It's a fucking worker's paradise. But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Never worked a day in your miserable life. You're just a parasite, living off my goodwill. Well, guess what? My goodwill's exhausted, along with my temper. Now, where were we? Oh, that's right. I was about to beat you. Severely.
Wait! I know who can translate the book for you.
It's too late for that. I threw away my life chasing fairy tales. Will punishing you fix any of that? Of course not. But by law, it will make me feel a whole lot better. I wholeheartedly concur.
Wait, stop! Please, just listen to me. It was stolen from some sort of expert on philosophism. Weird hermit lady on Scylla. My father used to deliver supplies to the mining outpost there. What? No!
Incoming!
You're just that good. I want to thank you for not interfering back there with Cheney. It has been a long time since I gave in to my violent enthusiasm. I thought my training had allowed me to leave it behind, but prison brought it all raging back. I've denied that part of myself for too long, pretending I was something I'm not. I've spent my life chasing an illusion. It's time I gave up childish dreams and accepted who I am.
Got the goods? 'Cause I know you wouldn't be wasting my time otherwise. Wink.
Ow! What was that for?
No, I wouldn't dream of it, really. Wink. Ow! Oh, for the love of... I thought we were joking! If this swells shut, I swear I'll... Nothing. I am not gonna do nothing. Don't punch me again. Please and thank you. Though, you put that mean right hook to good use getting my drugs, and I'll be more than happy. Sprats can always be replaced. Excellent. Oh, this is This is only half! Are you... You think you can steal from me? Ow! Damn it, that hurt like the blazes. Okay. All right. You didn't take it. But someone did.
Miss Minnie Malin, get your twitchy whiskers back here! Don't you run out that door! It's a cruel world outside! Close the damn door. You'll let my sprats out. Damn it all. Now look what you've done. It'll take me ages to round him up again. State your purpose, or get out of my face, domicile intruder. There is plenty of need. I've got an animal rescue service to oversee, and it ain't easy. Lots to do. Got a multitude of sprats to spay and feed. Day in, day out, they ran their little route, getting picked off along the way. What was I to do, turn a blind eye? Malin's an animal lover. She won't hold my actions against me. Look, I don't care if Nilsson sent you or not. You won't be hurting a hair on any of these sprats' heads. I've killed vicious beasts for them. I ain't afraid to take on a human. Back out of this domicile, hands up, or become sprat food, intruder.
Trouble incoming, Captain.
I've got him. We're pretty good at this.
Don't make go.
Okay, maybe my scheme wasn't so surefire due to a flaw in the delivery system. Don't fret.
Heads down.
Funny you don't look like Nelson Mason. Funnier still, I wasn't aware of an existing problem. By whose hand? You best have a damn fine reason. I don't like to lose personnel, fella. I'm gonna assume that you do. And we'll leave it to rest. Let me guess, it involved blood and guts and fur in places that don't merit mention. Well, you got my begrudging gratitude for cleaning the mess.
Why do you yet linger? I don't suppose you wish to join me for a meal.
Like we're doing this! Wow! Great work!
Listen, friend. The Borst King of Monarch does not negotiate with coveters. How about you bring me Catherine's severed head, and I will gift you a lifetime supply of Borst. Piss, and I had hoped it might not come to this. Oh, the king will make it awful worth your while. In fact, he would fancy to mount her head right above his desk. Make it so, and make it swift, and the king shall reward you with a mountain of cysty flesh like you cannot believe. Easier for who, you knee-knocking, Borst-shitting sack of organs?
That'll learn it. Score one for Felix.
How's Clive? I do hope you gave him my regards. Oh, you void-damned pig shit. Knew I should have gut-shot you when you first strolled into Fallbrook like you were the star's gift to Sublight. Luckily, I learned from my mistakes.
Watch out! Watch out!
But, we got this handled. We appreciate but do not require your assistance. That's my nice way of telling you to sod off.
Nobody messes with you, boss!
Thanks for clearing out those goons. Please don't kill me next. Graham ordered rollers and whatsits, right? For a printing press? Here, take them. Like I said, this is my last run.
Watch out! Score one for Felix.
Ah, phew. Thank you so much. It was getting all stuffy in there, and I was getting a mite lightheaded, and I think maybe I was gonna die. Now I'm out here, and I'm headed back to Amber Heights.
Jackass is incoming!
Look at us!
Our guidelines allow us some leeway in identifying threats to our client. Your unorthodox profession makes me think we ought to remove you from the premises permanently. However, the terms of our contract specifically targets marauders, iconoclasts, MSI operatives, and anyone deemed to hobo-like in appearance. Rude, ain't he, Don?
A smidge, yeah. Don't we, as a standing policy, provide an alternative to termination via financial restitution? Addie, our chief financial officer, could confirm, but I'm betting if you're willing to compensate us for our lost time and productivity due to this arbitration, you could pass.
The time for talking is over! It's time to push buttons.
All right. That there's an HR violation. C3 does not tolerate threats made to company property or personnel. C3s! Fire at will!
Look out! And that's how it's done, Captain?
What? What in the devil happened to my C3s? Someone killed my squad. Donald, Addie, Lance. It's gonna be a mountain of paperwork to replace them, not to mention recruiting new talent ain't easy. There goes the corporate compliance crew. This is gonna require a rebranding. Space me. You may as well help yourself to the weapons locker. Got no one else to use it. Then we call it even between us.
All together! Don't mess with us!
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
I am awaiting but a single incoming transmission containing the information we desire. But MSI and the Iconoclasts are clogging the airwaves from Stellar Bay and Amber Heights. In their war against each other, they're scrambling each other's outgoing transmissions. Exactly what I was thinking. They hurt us all with their pettiness. The safest bet is to convince Graham and Sanjar to stop transmitting on their end. Do what you like. Just don't tell me about it after. I enjoy sleeping at night. Do you hear that? It's the blessed sound of radio silence, which leads me to believe you have sweet, sweet news for me. Yes, indeed. I am back in business. But before we get down to it, might I ask how you handled the problem? In the end?
We did what we could, as best we could. Should probably leave it at that.
Is that so? How excessive! Though I imagine effective. Well then, let us finish the deal before you deem me superfluous too.
Here we go! Don't mess with us!
What in the void are you thinking, Captain? We needed Hiram's help. Yeah, but he was my... You can't just shoot anyone who you don't like. Now I'm gonna have to track Rebecca and Anders down myself. And I have to do it while grieving the loss of the only person I still trusted.
I don't even know where to start. Ugh. If I find anything, I'll let you know. Don't get your hopes up.
Captain, your actions have left the world of Monarch in a state of chaos. I look forward to observing its collapse.
Here we go!
Nobody messes with you, boss!
That's the last of them!
Are you out of your mind? What was that? What, did Clyde look at you funny and you just opened fire? You just killed the guy. Please tell me you've got some half-decent reason for doing what you did. Trust you? Boss, you can't just go around killing anybody who looks at you sideways. I shouldn't be the one telling you this. I'm gonna need some time to myself.
I don't want any manner of harm befalling Rufus. Not on my account. Hey, easy. I'm just trying to go about my day. Don't need some hired thug glaring me down. Rufus and his band of merry gun hands are hiding out in Emerald Vale. I swear, that's all I know.
I don't know who you are or why you're prowling around here, but I'm willing to make a guess. You're one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you? He sent you after me. Former wife. And if you so much as hurt a hair on Rosanna's head, I will put you in the ground. You really want to do this, huh?
Here they come! One down! Got them all! Here we go!
Don't mess with us.
Keep hanging around and I'll begin to think you're here for me. What can I do for you? Oh my. I suppose the man finally found himself in a spot he couldn't weasel out of. What a shame. I should be lamenting the mechanicals, but, well, I'll miss him. I'll leave it at that. Thank you for bringing me the news.
Why would you do that? I needed her. Why would you do that? To come so far only to create a literal dead end. You've ruined decades of meticulously derived plans. I want to throttle you, but... perhaps it's time to admit that you're right. My eyes are open now. I won't live a lie. I reject any man-made system of control. What I'll do next? I just don't know.
There is one way that can speed up the process. It involves a combination of several ingredients, some of which can be fatal. It is not for the faint of heart or the unprepared. But is he truly? How did you find me? What happened to the thief who stole my book?
I don't know what happened to him, but we killed his son. But we had a good reason. Or maybe not. In hindsight, we may have acted rashly.
One cannot reach enlightenment through petty acts of bloodshed. Such choices inform me only that your vicar is ill-prepared for the journey. Okay, let's give it a whirl. Worst that can happen is he's driven insane.
A small price, and a risk I am more than willing to take. I'm committed, no matter the cost.
Maximilian, why are you still doing this? You've been fighting against the world since before you left home. Haven't you figured out yet that the more you fight, the more pain you cause yourself?
Mother, you're dead. You can't be here. I knew this was too good to be true. These are just cheap hallucinogens that have...
What's happening to my voice? Does my voice sound weird to you? And what's wrong with your face?
This should be a clean fight.
Wait. What did I just do? Why are you pushing me to give in to my worst impulses? You don't need him for that. You're an expert. You'll never live up to your unrealistic expectations of yourself if you can't even be patient enough to finish a conversation properly. What? Who? Why do you look like me? Are you me? Not really. I'm who you think you are. I am disciplined, controlled. I have no doubts. And I don't exist. Yet you have judged yourself against me your whole life. Why? Why do you berate yourself for not being me? I don't feel right about this anymore. I need to get out of here. You asked for this. Why are you fighting it? The same reason you always do. Fear of the unknown. Not having control. Is this the answer? Because it sure sounded like an answer that I don't understand. Who are you again? And why do you look like me? You mean I need to fight him to rid myself of... myself? Me too. Let's end this.
I do so enjoy a good warm-up.
I knew this was a waste of time. Let's get out of this place. I need to have a word or two with our so-called Bokonu expert, Ms. Hermit. Something vexing you, Captain? Even so, I might very well have taken offense at your killing her, were she not already dead.
So, have you found your answers?
If you're asking whether we realized you're a fraud who has been amusing herself at our expense, then the answer is yes.
That saddens me more than you can know.
Not as sad as you're about to be.
Here they come. We are just that good.
Armored glass? Not bad, eh? Oh, for law's sake. I was saving that for a special occasion. Look at this mess. Oh well, at least the tumors are still edible. Bad news. Hiram Blythe is dead. Utterly tragic. The colony has lost an invaluable resource. Good news. He sent me everything I needed. Good old Hiram. What's on your mind? Never know what being frozen did to your brain. There's always a chance you might turn violent. I've no desire to end up like Thompson and McDevitt. Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, plenty of toilet paper.
Hawthorne, if you're getting this, something's happened to me. Got mixed up in some shady business on Gorgon. Should have known better. But I landed on something big. And now this job's an itch I can't stop scratching.
You lucky? Huh? Apparently not. Well, join me for a drink, Mr. Whoever you are.
What is your problem? She seemed like one of the nice ones.
Captain, what's come over you? Yeah, huh? You want to ask about anything in particular, Captain? I was curious up till you killed that lady. She didn't even raise a hand to you, and you just murdered her. Now I'm frightened. I can't read your mind. You can be a real closed book when you set your mind to it. I just hope the law's got its own plan for you.
My name is Lucian Bancroft, and until very recently I was collaborating with Miss Ambrose on a business venture. I've encountered what you might call a regrettable setback. Precisely. No one told me, but thank you for confirming my suspicion. Ambrose Manor went on high alert. Wilhelmina didn't report in, and flight records from a passing satellite pinged her latest visitor in orbit around Gorgon.
Get away! Away, you milky white monstrosity! I know it, you sprat bastard! And I also know I told that traitorous rungleech if he wants to harass me, he comes down here and faces me like the grotesque parody of a man that he is. Moon Man! Face me, you coward!
Yeah, that's what you get.
Anyway, Blakesley's given us standing orders to strongly discourage anyone who tries to come in. I like to, extrapolate from there. Eyes up, people, we got trouble!
Fair enough. That's all I've got. Here, I still have this pass. Don't much feel like hanging on to it anymore. Made my exit the moment the project started falling apart. Had to steal some credentials. This should get you into the volunteer induction entrance. Hell of a day, this one.
Captain! What did she ever do to you?
Captain Hawthorne, I'm ready to talk when you are. All right, easy now. Let's just keep our weapons holstered like civilized people. I'll drop the tossball act and we can have ourselves a conversation like reasonable people. Long as you promise not to bloody up my floor. Deal?
Here they come!
All together!
Who's out there? Yates? Is that you? Find your own damn hiding place. You think I'll cave to the demands of a madman? Now, just hold on a minute. There's no need to get violent. Wait! I'm opening the door, I swear.
Let's dance!
Marauders. Forged right here on Gorgon. Whatever others may tell you, they are people. People whose lives Adrena time destroyed. Whose lives I destroyed. Minnie never learned that lesson. Please, Captain, do not follow Lucien down this grim path. Don't let him revive Adrena time. I've had ample opportunity to investigate your deeds in the time you've been sniffing around Gorgon. The consistency of your brutality does not surprise me, no. Whatever reckoning you have coming, it's not mine to meet. Stopping Adrena time is what matters now.
You abandoned this project, and now you have the audacity to steal it back? No. Spacer's Choice will resume from where you gave up, and succeed where you failed. Change of plans, Captain. We need to deal with Dr. Ambrose and reactivate the synthesizer ourselves. I trust you know what to do.
I'll give you one thing, little weasel. You are relentless. I did everything in my power to stop you, yet here you stand before me, offensively alive. I'm sure one more senseless murder won't cloud your conscience. But if you intend to restart this machine, you'll have to go through me.
It's you.
This is the Halcyon News Network with breaking news. Halcyon Helen has been murdered. Administrator Ludovico of Rizzo's refused to answer the big question on everyone's mind. Who will Spectrum Vodka's next spokesperson be? Claiming that a special investigation must be concluded first.
The murder of Halcyon Helen is a heinous assault on this colony. I look forward to watching you find the miscreant responsible and drag them out of the shadows.
Captain, I'm Constable Maria Keene. Hiring a third-party investigator was my idea. I've been studying your dossier. You are an extraordinary scientist. If your talents extend to forensics, then you may be exactly what we need. As far as I'm concerned, you're the ideal inspector for this case. Just the three of us.
Constable, are you quite sure we're making the right decision?
Not even a little. But we are out of options. Please, Captain, I'm asking you to help us. While you're pursuing your investigation, we'll make you a guest of honor at the Grand Colonial.
I encourage you to consider this offer seriously. The future of our complex may depend on your success. I'll leave you in the constable's care. Mr. Kincannon and I must have a word.
Fine. Bud Rizzo's is paying for that hotel room.
I can't tell you how grateful I am for your help. And even though they may not show their gratitude, I know Administrator Ludovico and Mr. Kincannon appreciate your involvement.
Transmission terminated. Captain, we are now cleared to land at the Eridanos Atmospheric Complex. It is possible they expect you to understand the mind of a killer. You were, after all, responsible for murdering civilians in Emerald Vale.
Inspector, I'd like to ask you a simple question. I understand patience is not a quality you possess in abundance, but nonetheless, I must ask you to consider your answer with care. What in the void is wrong with you? Please don't get flippant with me. Are you trying to add to my problems? It's not enough that Halcyon Helen is dead, so you decided to kill the constable? Oh, my apologies. I sold you short. You also killed the hotel coroner. Merciful architect, why do you test me like this? Deep breath, Ludovico. Everything's going to sort itself out. Justice will be done. Concentrate on the investigation. Here's the situation. Halcyon Helen is still dead. Her killer is still at large. My mood is still sour. If you have any good news, now's the time to tell me.
Maybe I could hold up my end if your people weren't sabotaging my operations. Laws alive, why in blazes did you shoot the Slug agent? If it was for my sake, I suppose it was a nice thought, but now it's gonna make Slug all the more inclined to tamper with us. Hell, we'll be lucky if they don't openly attack. Look, at the end of the day, it's obvious that Slug is sabotaging us. I ain't paying until they come clean. Well, I reckon I appreciate it. Gonna be real awkward between me and Slug, what with their dead agent and all, but I could use a bargaining chip. See what you can find out, then report back. And please, for the architect's sake, don't kill nobody else, unless they try to kill you first.
Got it. Heads down.
You seem to have murdered my business contact. Unfortunate. Don't mistake me. I considered doing the same thing 14 times over the course of our conversation, but corpses aren't known for paying their dues on time. Looting his corpse is also a bit of a faux pas. I'll think of something. Thanks for the thought, but it might be best if you excuse yourself from the situation. Salutations, my murderous young friend. Hope you haven't killed anyone else of late. Unless they deserved it. What can Slug do for you? What was my problem, you mean? The man owed Slug money and wasn't paying. Normally, when we want that money, we use our words to get it. Your actions, however, have forced me to muddle through weeks of paperwork to issue a formal payment request to Rizzo's. The request will likely be conveniently ground up in the gears of corporate bureaucracy, keeping Rizzo's from ever paying. So thanks for that.
Sounds like Slug's doing all right. I thought I'd be more excited, but that was before there was a corpse in my office. Much as I still want to blame Slug for all this, the evidence doesn't sound conclusive. In fact, I reckon I ain't got any idea who really caused all this trouble. Huh? Seeing how our friendly neighborhood Slug representee is dead, I suppose I'll handle negotiations with Slug Corporate. It's gonna be a pain, and I suspect they ain't gonna like what you did to their agent. But Rizzo's, at least, will appreciate your deeds, violent as they were. Well, that's that, I reckon. Wish the Slug agent weren't dead. I ain't looking forward to dealing with corporate. Could be a whole other bag of shenanigans. But at least the bulk of the jockeying is eased up. I don't think I should thank you for killing a man, but I can still be obliged that you solved my situation. Thanks, I guess. One way or another, Slug's out of the orchards. Guess that's something to be excited about.
I never meant to hurt him. What he did was... well, he scared me half to death. But we've been friends for years. I only wanted to get him off me. I got a good hit in, threw him off, and ran like hell. If I'd known the fall killed him, I don't know. I should have told someone. So, what happens now, Inspector?
Looks like we're doing this.
Don't mess with us.
Been real busy sniffing around Eridanos for clues, haven't you, Inspector? See, Sluglight Underground don't like that much.
He's trying so hard. It's actually kind of sad.
Should have kept your nose where it belonged, Inspector. Slug's sick of all your meddling in their affairs. Our affairs, I mean. We're... Draw, you damn breadworm, draw! What? Why ain't you doing nothing? You scared of us? Huh? Huh? I'm sorry. We're sorry. Please don't hurt us. We're not bad people. We're just, confused. Okay. Anything you want. Just leave my insides where they are. Someone paid us to say we were Slug and intimidate you. I don't know who, I swear it. They only ever sent notes. That's everything I know, honest. We were only gonna rough you up a little. You gotta believe me. And we're real sorry.
Looks like we're doing this. Don't mess with the best.
You found the recording? Oh, well, that's just sweeter than a fistful of purple berry punch. Oh, law, Bertie's gonna slaughter me like a woolly cow. Will you meet me later, over at the pilot house? I swear, from the bottom of my employment contract, I will tell you everything I know about Ms. Bellamy's demise.
Why was there a suspicious-looking mascot in your room? I'm afraid I don't understand. Is this the lead-up to a joke? I don't know why there was a mascot in your room. The Grand Colonial doesn't offer that kind of room service, I think. Oh, for law's sake. Never mind. I don't care. The hotel is Cedric's concern, which means this is now his problem.
What do you want? Boss, it's Bertie Holcomb. Black Hole Bertie. The Holmeister? The Hack Attack. Shh, not so loud.
Take him down! Don't hurt me!
I don't give a fuck!
Inspector, I know you were at the Piraeus spaceport recently. I've heard reports that Bertie Holcomb is dead. Can you tell me what happened? I beg your pardon? I don't know what happened between you and Bertie. All I know is this. You may be the worst freelancer we've ever had the distinct misfortune of hiring. I regret every word in the contract that requires me to retain your services. If you haven't looked into him yet, I recommend interrogating Cedric Kincannon. He's a pernicious fraudster, and you're a violent killer. You two should get along beautifully.
Ejecting. Data log 17C. Alert. Failsafe protocol triggered. Kill mode initiated. Preparing to end user.
Don't mess with the best.
You got an appointment?
Well now, this is unexpected.
Have a good brawl!
Don't mess with us.
Inspector. Closely, I trust. Tell me what you found. Well, that's just dreadful. Awful. Merciful law. I'll send a box of Spectrum Violet to his next of kin. Inspector? Excellent. I trust you have a name for our poisoner. What an odd thing to say. Oh, I am disappointed. I'd always believed Mr. Woolrich a man of high character. It pains me to order the arrest and detention of someone I admired. I'd like you to continue investigating Helen's murder. You've found the poisoner, but her killer remains at large.
No cacaos detected nearby. Returning to slug maintenance circuit.
You're back. Any sign of Betty? Little Betty's been slagged? Oh, Law. I didn't mean for this to happen. But I can't afford to pay you. Slug's gonna take everything I have as payment for Betty, and I'll still be a couple thousand in debt. Damn it all. Here. This is all I have short of the clothes off my back. I can't believe how terribly this all has gone. Oh, Betty. My poor Betty.
I saw you coming.
I've had about enough of you and your ilk coming by with your searching questions and expectant looks. I know you with those void-damned hunters, and I know what you want. Well, you ain't getting it. Oh, please do forgive me for not being friendly to every breadworm trying to kick me off my land.
Incoming!
Really? Oh, that's great news. Cal, you hear that? We're finally getting some help!
Captain. Is that Primal trying to talk to us?
Hey, I think she likes you.
Heads up, boss! You're the best there ever was.
You don't look like one of my hunters. What are you doing here? Oh, you void-damned sprat fuck. To arms, everybody. The old man's trying to scratch us off.
Incoming!
What is it? Something in my teeth? Gah! Cal, get over here! The freelancers betrayed us!
Let's take him down!
I hope there were no complications. My law, that's the largest heart I've ever seen. It's disgusting. Get it away. It seems you really did run into your share of difficulty. I've no interest in that horrid thing. Keep it as a curio or sell it to a meat vendor.
Everyone all right?
Stay safe out there, Inspector.
Thanks again.
Well, Lawrence, I somehow always knew you'd go like this.
What am I gonna do without you, Bill?
Timeline discrepancy.
Don't mess with us.
Inspector? Ms. Leyva earned that title, but not for the reasons you'd expect. The profit business has been profitable for the hotel. Not so much for Ms. Leyva's followers. So, tell me, what did you find? Yes, mysterious indeed. No, don't try to explain anything, Inspector. I'm aware of your temperament, and I can guess what happened. Thank you for the update, Inspector. I'll include everything you've told me in my official report. Good. The sooner you conclude your investigation, the sooner we can all get on with our lives.
I should have stayed back on the ship with Ada.
You know, boss, there are days I wonder how you made it this far without accidentally shooting yourself.
Bold strategy, Captain. Let's see if it works out.
It's astounding you haven't been the death of me, Captain.
Captain, I humbly stand in awe of your ability to surprise. This is impressive, even for you. And by impressive, I mean astonishingly ludicrous.
I don't understand. What do you mean it was you? Process of elimination? Please, merciful law, give me the strength to get through this ordeal. All right, I'm going to humor you because you're, law help us all, the inspector. What possible motive could you have to kill Halcyon Helen? No, boredom is not a motive. You barely knew Halcyon Helen. She wasn't threatening your career or snooping around in your secrets. You see, those are serious, real motives. Of course you need a motive. A motive justifies your behavior. It's not murder if you don't have a motive. It's just senseless slaughter. You weren't even here on the night of the murder. How could you possibly have killed her in the ballroom? You rewrite a mechanical's programming. Every mechanical in this damned colony is armed. Even Burbage has a built-in plasma weapon. Wait, don't move a muscle. Someone's just tripped my alarm. And my security defenses. And killed my patrols. The distillery is under attack. Someone's after me, Inspector. I need you over here right now. No, I don't think it's me they want. They're after what I'm protecting. Damn it, someone's interfering with my transmission. Can you read the...
Brace yourself, Inspector. You're about to learn the biggest secret in the Aetherwave industry. Halcyon Helen was never one person. I shared this role with my twin sister, Belinda.
That must have been her sister in the ballroom. I can't imagine what she's going through right now.
Tell the truth, Ludovico. There's nothing safe about Spectrum Brown. You want to infest this entire colony with those disgusting parasites.
They're not parasites. These creatures are symbiotic life forms. They belong to the highest order of life form, capable of living in perfect harmony with humanity. The symbiotes evoke a feeling of joy in their host. A bliss so pure, so profound as to render the most exquisite recreational substance obsolete. Oh, don't you see, Inspector? I want to bring joy back to Halcyon. I want this colony to smile again. Halcyon is an utterly wretched colony, rotten down to its core. We live short, miserable, brutish lives. And we deserve better. Listen to me. I never wanted to take a life, but I had no choice. I couldn't let anyone destroy this colony's only chance at real happiness.
You know what you need to do. Help me avenge Belinda. Help me put a stop to this.
Don't listen to her. Listen to me. Throw in with Helen and you destroy Halcyon's only chance at real happiness. Think of the future, Inspector. A lifetime of bliss and joy for every colonist in Halcyon. We can make that happen.
You want me to explain my grand plan in the middle of a climactic moment like some two-bit serial villain? Do I look like Spencer Woolrich to you? We've talked enough. You're either with me, or you're with the Administrator.
Boss, what are you thinking? You're actually gonna throw in with this jackass?
You can't be serious. Please tell me we ain't really thrown in with the Administrator.
Really? You're going to choose that coward over me? I misjudged you, Inspector. I won't make that mistake twice.
I still can't believe you threw in with Administrator Ludovico. I'm gonna be honest, Captain. I think you made a big mistake. But it's too late to go back now. I wouldn't do that. When we left the Veil together, I said I'd watch your back. I'm staying true. Also, when you learn the hard way that Ludovico can't be trusted, you're gonna need somebody to say I told you so.
I feel like I've been saying this a lot lately, but I really hope you know what you're doing.
I don't understand. For the life of me, I cannot understand why you sided with that monster. Ludovico is on the verge of turning this entire colony into a feeding ground for his parasites. And you threw in with him? Why? Don't worry, Inspector. You're going to find out soon enough. Do you have a family? A sister?
Aw, Captain. You do say the sweetest things.
Except pay us.
If someone hurt your crew, you'd hunt them down. You'd make them suffer. Belinda was my sister. I loved her. And if anyone so much as laid a finger on her, I'd end them. I'm going to kill Ludovico. And if you stand in my way, I promise you, I'll go through you. Goodbye, Inspector. We won't meet again.
Captain, look out!
Don't mess with the best.
Greeting protocols suspended. All non-essential protocols suspended. Phaeton is standing by for larval compound dispersal. Affirmative. Dispersing. Incoming message from Rizzo's distillation station.
Inspector, well done. The larva should be entering the atmosphere at any moment. I've ordered the complex locked down in case anyone tries to escape. This is it, the turning point in the history of this colony, and it begins now. Come meet me in my distillery. You deserve a reward.
End of transmission.
Yes, I know you're hungry. Be patient. I'll feed you soon enough. Just a guest. The one I told you about. The Inspector. Welcome. We were just talking about you. I don't see any other dim-witted inspectors around, so yes, you. You've done a beautiful thing for my queen. You've made a host out of every human being in this complex. You've given homes to her myriad spawn. Every human body has become a cocoon for our symbiotes. In time, they will transform into a happier, better version of themselves. Halcyon will transform. My queen is pleased beyond description. Her excitement has whetted her appetite. She's practically writhing with hunger.
Little late for that. You want to make it up to me? Let me kick this jackass square in the teeth.
Glad you got that off your chest, Cap. We're probably gonna die, but it's the thought that matters.
I've decided to give you the honor of becoming a host to the Queen's own progeny. Your bonding will be the first of a new generation. Welcome to the Rizzo's family, Inspector. Please don't make this difficult. I promise, the experience is entirely painless. Your Highness, dinner is served. Wait, no, not me. Them! Merciful law! Stop!
Here they come!
You made it. I guess happy customers really are repeat customers. Here, I had something I wanted to give you. This is a golden ticket, good for one free tour of the purpleberry orchards. This is my way of showing you that I appreciate you just for being alive.
Here they come!
Big giant today!
Don't mess with the best!
Really? In that case, take this collection crate. 6 of my little ones are down there, but don't worry, you can easily tell them apart from common sewer sprats. They have intelligent eyes, an agreeable yet reserved demeanor, and a fondness for hiding. Also, they're white rather than green. Please, do take care, and do mime the exterminator mechanicals. If the worst should happen to my little darlings, well, I still want their bodies. For science, of course. Therefore, my, research. Oh, very well. It's true. I do run studies on them at the lab, but I also have a special connection with them. See, I'm an enormous fan of all my colonists. The early seasons, before the plotlines got tacky. You must have seen the classic episodes. Well, I name all my sprats after my favorite characters. That way, their stories can live on in rodent form. So you see, it's imperative that I get them all back. Any luck finding my sprats? Truly? Why, this is marvelous! What's this? All dead? Why, this is positively heartbreaking. Nevertheless, I appreciate your efforts. At least this way they can have a proper burial. Please, take this for your trouble. Now, I've got to get back to the lab before my supervisor logs my absence.
One down.
I don't give a fuck!
Let me do a back-of-the-envelope calculation. Materials, labor, licensing and copyright. There.
Captain, please don't do this again.
Boss is just trying to get you a fair price from this fancy pants for your fancy pants.
Aren't you a brute? But you're in luck, darling. I enjoy a brute now and again. They shake things up, create the unexpected. All right, Captain. Here is the absolute best I can do for you. As you wish, darling. All my pieces are custom made. As soon as you pay, I can start working.
Hey, careful. Don't go running around in the middle of a crime scene. You mean Ms. Jolie Kerr? She was reported for practicing a subversive aesthetic. We found her in her office, working on something perverse. She didn't cooperate, so we had to put her down. Never took her for a dissident sympathizer.
Oh, can you believe this outfit? It's so handsome, I'm almost afraid to touch it. Well, I guess that's everything then. After all this time, I just have to actually do it now. Next time we dock with Groundbreaker, I'm doing it. I'll send June a message and ask her over. Oh, this is real scary, Captain. I'm grateful for all you done.
That had to hurt.
Can we talk? Captain, we gotta talk about what you did to Junlei. You knew how I felt about her. You even encouraged me to ask her to be mine when I thought she wanted someone else. I'm leaving. I'll take the plants if you want, but I can't work with you. You murdered her. Knowing full how much she meant to me. I've been thinking on this since I heard. I got a pit in my stomach. But what you done... There's some things that can't be taken back. What's a plan matter when somebody kills a person you love? You think I got an eye to the future when I gotta remind myself to breathe? I'll keep your ship in the Aether, mister, but otherwise you let me alone.
We gave the other actors real weapons to keep things authentic. And 'cause Josh is paying to see their logo on the big screen. See, I knew you'd get it. Now go in there, find your mark, and show us what you got. Brilliant. Shoot first and ask questions later. You're a natural. Let's take 5.
I'm supposed to say the science words. You're just making me look bad. I hope you've paid your burial fees and signed your personal death and dismemberment waivers, because this is the end for you.
Stop! It's make-believe!
He's really shooting! Safety's off!
Someone calling the janitor auto-mechs. And you, Captain, baby, you were great. Let's take 5.
I knew you had chops, but that was something else. You found the energy in the scene and ran with it. That was visceral. Liked it. I fucking loved it. The lawyers are another story. But you let me worry about them. You just hang on to that energy. It'll take a few months to get your contract set up, but it'll be worth it. Here's your fee for today, but there's more to come.
The tour's not real, friend. Board shut it down years ago due to unacceptably high rates of fatalities. So I greased a few palms and got the tour up and running again. I outfitted every beacon with a recording device. Live footage of dim-witted mercenaries dying in gruesome ways across Halcyon. Oh, imagine the ratings. Oh, come on. I would have made your death worth millions. Look, never mind. Just take your reward and get out of my hair.
If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony.
You know how I feel, boss. If you're a cog in the corporate apparatus, your face is pretty much fair game. That's my motto.
I hope you know what you're doing, Captain. I leave it in your hands.
It seems like she's trying to help, Captain. Honest help. Ain't many in the colony doing that. We should let her try.
Everything I did was for the good of the colony. Consider that.
Heads up, boss!
Nice work dispatching Chartrand, Captain. Sublight will be pleased.
Is it done? Well, well. Looks like someone's due for a promotion. How does Vice President of Aggressive Acquisitions sound to you, contractor? I seriously doubt it, considering that I spend my days behind a desk, and you get all the fun salvage jobs. From now on, the board will think twice before fucking with Lilia Hagen, savior of humanity.
Here we go!
Don't mess with the best. Been awfully quiet in Miss Lilia's office.
What in the void did you do? I wanted you to make an impression on them, not in them. That wasn't a problem before it meant killing my folks in their own home. You're on your own now. Consider my debt to you forgotten and canceled. Don't let the door clip you on the way out.
There's nothing to see here. Move along. That's funny. The Minister isn't expecting visitors, and you don't much look like one of those couriers from HPS. Sure you are. And what is it you're delivering today?
Heads up!
Look at us!
That had to hurt. Nobody messes with you, Clyde!
You just slaughtered those guards, and for what? To speak with me? What could possibly be so urgent?
Oh, my law. Captain, that's the Minister! Mr. Clark! Oh, wow!
Not even a scratch!
I'll tell you what I can. Deal with Lockwood, and I'll know that I can rely on you. That counts for more than trust.
We're gonna kill somebody without even knowing what they did wrong, if anything?
So now we're taking orders from this pompous bureaucrat?
Keep your associates in line, Captain. I expect them to follow your orders as you follow mine. At the very least, I expect you to do better than the other freelancer. Report back to me when you're finished.
Hey, you got a minute? If we wanted the board's attention, we got options. Piracy, vandalism, maybe some light arson. We want to put some fear in the board, right? Get them scared of us. I want to believe you, but the adjutant didn't seem too scared of us. You just got an audience with Sophia Conde. That's the adjutant to the chairman? You sure we should be trusting her? If you think she's using us, why'd you give her the time of day? That's cold, boss. I like it. I know we're freelancers and all. We take work where we can find it. But we gotta be vigilant, you know? This is how the board gets you. A job here, an errand there. Before you know it, you're calling him sir and ma'am. Just trying to watch out for you, boss. I appreciate your time. Let's get back to it.
I'm an assassin.
A murderer, you mean?
I can tell you and your associates are still reeling from the shock of my revelation. But it's all true. I am an assassin by trade. Not bad, huh? Blew his head clean off. One of my better kills, if I do say so myself. I was hired to cross off Ms. Lockwood. Thought I'd pose as her receptionist. Brilliant, right? Thing is, she ain't shown up in ages. So here we are. Perish the thought. I don't just waltz about murdering who I please. I am a professional. I have got standards. Ha! Hope you don't mind a bit of competition. May the best receptionist win.
Get away from me! Were you following me? Back off, all right? I've got a slide rule and I'm not afraid to use it.
Hey, you found her. I'm a little miffed you didn't let me know, but all's well that ends well. Let's get to killing.
What? Killing? What the fuck is going on here?
My friend and I here have jobs to do. You just sit tight for a minute while we discuss how we're gonna handle this. Yeah, look. Reception doesn't pay as well as it used to. Turns out I really need this. I know, I'm a jerk. Hate me if you want. But I gotta take her head in. The contract calls for her maps, yeah? Half the bits for the maps, half for the confirmation of the kill. How's about I take the kill, and you take the maps?
Hold on, okay? Just hear me out. What if...
Will you pipe down? We're trying to have a business meeting here. We could have had a beautiful thing here, you know. Oh well. Here I go killing again.
Heads up, boss!
Don't mess with us!
You killed him! Please, just leave me alone. I don't know anything, I swear. Get away from me!
Hey, we can talk. So is this how it's gonna be? Adjutant tells you to kill somebody, you kill somebody? No questions asked, no trouble to your conscience? Am I wrong? I'm not so sure. 'Cause I just saw you kill an innocent woman in cold blood. I was there. Rachel Lockwood was a cartographer. She made maps, she wasn't hurting anybody. So tell me why she deserved to die. Hilarious, boss. I'm glad you're having fun, but I was hoping for a real answer. I ain't afraid of you, boss. Your tough as grit routine might leave some poor sod quaking in his boots, but it won't work on me. I'm still waiting for an explanation. Tell me why Lockwood deserved to die. Nah, we're done here. What do you need? I don't know how we're ever gonna see eye to eye, long as you're working for the board. Why? You got a ship. You got the run of the colony. So tell me why you're bending a knee in front of the adjutant. Yeah, well, when you put it that way, I guess I gotta try. Suppose I'm not doing the team any favors by sulking all the time. I'll try to keep my chin up. Don't believe so? Shh.
I'm disappointed. You know I can still hear you, right? Don't test me, wrong leech. I've just finished reading a report of your work on Monarch. The broadcasts have been silenced at last. Sanjar Nandi and Graham Bryan threw away their lives the moment they rebelled against the board. You merely delivered the final stroke. Your work is exemplary. You've earned a place in the chairman's inner circle. Congratulations are in order. Now we introduce you to the chairman's plan. Turn your eyes to the screen.
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
Halcyon is on the verge of a total systems collapse. The truth is ugly and difficult to accept, but we must accept the truth before we can move forward. Malnutrition is already a problem. Disease will come next, followed by starvation, followed by a breakdown of society, followed by extinction. I know this must come as a surprise to you. I imagine you have questions.
So that's your solution? Put the whole colony on ice? People ain't gonna stand for this. We'll fight back. We'll tear down the walls of Byzantium.
No, Mr. Millstone, you will not. The workers of Halcyon will do exactly as they are told, as they always have. Your dreams of a people's revolution are the juvenile fantasies of a frustrated child.
Is that why we were suffering plague in Edgewater? Malnutrition? All those folks sick and dying, and you knew why the whole time?
Yes, Miss Holcomb, we knew why. We've known for some time that Edgewater was dying. The colony itself is dying. The suffering you experienced in Edgewater, the disease, the starvation, will soon spread across Halcyon unless we act. I won't pretend the truth isn't damning. Yes, the colony is on the verge of collapse. But there is a way to save it. We need to talk about Emerald Vale. You handed Edgewater over to a band of dissidents. I can't have this. Adelaide McDevitt and her people have no place in the Halcyon that is to come. Edgewater needs to go. I want you to wipe the town out. No survivors.
Are you out of your mind? We're not gonna murder a town of innocent people.
You will do exactly as you're told, or I will have you shot for insubordination.
You're a monster.
Someone has to be. Now is not the time for half measures, Captain. I need a decision from you. No, allowing thousands of colonists to starve to death because we couldn't make one cold-blooded decision is insane. What I'm suggesting is absolutely logical.
You talk less like a human than mechanicals I've known.
I am responsible for every single human life in this colony. Do you imagine I relish the thought of killing some of them to save the rest? Steel your spine, Captain. Do what needs to be done. Don't make this more difficult than it needs to be, Captain. I rather like you, and I'd hate to have you shot for disobeying a direct order. Not true. You can choose to say, "Yes, ma'am," or "At once, Madam Adjutant," or "As you wish," or even, "I'll take care of it."
I won't. You're better than this, Captain. You have to be. Don't make me choose between you and Edgewater, Captain. Between you and my people, please.
I'm glad you can keep control over your associates. Edgewater is beyond saving. We're going to have to erase the town, but we're going to do it systematically. You were in the Emerald Vale geothermal plant. Do you remember what you discovered there? You've been paying attention. You're absolutely right. In fact, Spacer's Choice manufactured the incident for an insurance claim. They outfitted their mechanicals with a termination protocol, which is exactly what we need. I'm arranging for a delivery of mechanicals to Edgewater. These mechanicals have been equipped with the same termination protocol, which must be activated from a terminal in the plant. Once the mechanicals are finished cleaning out Edgewater, I'll need you to go in and clean out the mechanicals. Understand? I would never ask you to walk into Edgewater and slaughter everyone with your own two hands. We're not savages. One last thing. Spacer's Choice sent a team of soldiers to investigate your little misadventure in the geothermal plant. Tread lightly. Then don't tread lightly. Carve a path through them for all I care. Just take care of it. Report back to me when the job's done.
Are you serious? We need to talk. You're not really thinking of going through with this plan, right? Tell me I'm imagining things. That's Parvati's hometown. You're just gonna wipe it out? Vicar Max lived in Edgewater. We got folk from our own crew that called that place home. Yeah, people had it coming. Mostly, I think. Look, I don't know, all right? Edgewater is a corporate town, not some marauder camp. They're asking you to wipe out their own people. You asked me to trust you once before. I can't just take you at your word. If this is mercy, I'd hate to see your idea of cruelty. You know, just for the record, I hate absolutely everything about this. Sophia, the board, Edgewater, this plan. Everything. But I know you're doing your best. I know you're trying to save as much of the colony as you can.
We need to talk About Emerald Vale. Edgewater was an unproductive settlement leeching resources from a starving colony. Then you wandered into town and slaughtered everyone. I don't approve of your methods, but you did save me the trouble of solving the problem of Edgewater. What a lovely epigram. I'll have to make note of it. You should be proud of yourself, Captain.
Merciful law, it's you, Machine Slayer. What in law's name are you doing here? Oh, never mind that. You gotta hide. The machines are here. They're gonna slaughter us all.
Heads up, guys! Let's go!
Investigate. No damage.
Catch the last of them!
When I was stranded in Emerald Vale, I simulated a number of hypothetical scenarios in which Edgewater met its demise. Death by automechanical was number 57.
I've just been informed that the problem of Edgewater has been permanently resolved. You enjoyed this job rather more than I anticipated. You should be proud of yourself, Captain. You're on the verge of making history. There's just one last job I need you to do for me. I've made arrangements for you to journey to the Hope. You will board your former colony ship, reactivate its navigation systems, and skip the colony ship into orbit around Tartarus. Once the Hope is in position, we will have everything we need to begin healing the colony. I have the highest faith in your abilities, Captain. You and I are going to save Halcyon together.
Hey, hold on a second. I want a word. Here's what I don't understand. The Hope. Big damn colony ship, right? Lost on the edge of space. Hundreds of thousands of colonists floating out there, just waiting for a savior. And you're just gonna deliver them into the hands of the board? Come on, boss. Nothing good ever came out of thinking things through. It's just wrong. The board's already got a stranglehold on the entire colony. You're about to give them another ship full of slaves. I don't know what to think. It's not that I don't trust you. I don't trust the board. And right now, it's like the board's inside your head. I'd say you're spinning me a story. I know you, boss. Don't try to pull one over on me. We've had this argument before. I trusted you then. And I guess I'm willing to trust you again. I'm part of your crew, boss. But you're part of the Hope's crew. That's your ship, floating out there in the dark. I know you're just trying to keep them safe.
Nobody messes with you, boss!
Wow, not even a scratch.
You killed the adjutant? We are outlaws in the truest sense of the word now.
Then he'd watch me do whatever it was, make sure I didn't get hurt, but he'd never interfere. I learned a lot that way.
I wish I could have met him. Anyone who helped shape you must have been a special person.
June called me pretty.
Some of the cable routing in here is unique.
When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary, said she had a thing she needed to say. But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I never felt so bold, Captain. I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted. Strong. Smarter and kinder than I am on my lonesome. I listed all the things I liked about her. And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she admired about me, like my cleverness and my humor, and how it made her want to be more open. Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And Captain, she said yes! It's all on your account, you know. Imagine if you'd never taken me out of Edgewater. I'd have never met Junlei at all. I don't know nothing about the Vickers capital P plan, but you've sure changed my life. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head to my cabin and happy scream into my pillow for like an hour.
How's the Unreliable treating you these days, Wildflower?
Okay, I've decided I really love hearing you call me that, so keep doing it.
I know what it means to have a crew. If you ever felt like jumping ship, there's a home for you on Groundbreaker.
Oh, Law, I'm sorry, but, thanks. But that wouldn't be... The captain did get me out of Edgewater and all.
I hope you're worthy of her loyalty, Captain. Try and stop me. This ship gets awful cold when the radiator works, and Pavarti's warm company.
You got a sec? Captain, we gotta talk about what you did to Junlei. I don't got words. She was the one good thing in my life, and now she's... I'm leaving. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I can't look at you. You make me sick. This isn't something you can talk your way out of. You murdered my love. The brightest light in my sky. One day maybe you'll realize what you've done. Maybe then you can make it up to the universe, but you will never make it up to me. Goodbye, mister.
myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me. Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board. Damn, that's not enough. Not nearly enough for the whole ship. I could revive a handful of settlers. Maybe, possibly, damn. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it.
You know, when they posted us here, I told them there wasn't any point. Nobody would be so stupid as to fly to the ass end of the colony for this derelict. Shows how much I know. You've got about 5 seconds to tell me what you're doing here before I make you take a walk outside.
Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received from Dr. Wells.
The board is here. They've found me somehow. They're about to blast my door open. I can't stop them from getting me, and there isn't enough time to explain everything. But there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
You've done, all the work you've destroyed, all the money you've cost me. Your misguided crusade has doomed Halcyon. Fantastic. The biggest thorn in our side we've ever had, and you just like to cause trouble. In any other circumstance, I'd admire your boldness. In this one, however, I have only 2 words for you. Fuck off. How dare you? Even thinking about killing the chairman of the Halcyon board is a felony. Thankfully, you're in a prison already. Find the nearest cell and wait until I'm done here. Then I'll drag you to the executioner myself. Is that sarcasm? Do you know what I do to people who employ the lowest, most base form of humor? I fire them. Alas, as you are woefully unemployed, I'll have to do the next best thing and have you killed. In the next room is the finest automechanical purveyor of death ever made. Try not to scratch the paint with your skull, it was fucking expensive. Absolutely not.
Akande was always the sociable one, not me. Need I repeat the magic 2 words? Seems like I'm to save Halcyon after all. Why must I always do everything myself?
Get me out of here! You're here. You made it. I can hardly believe my eyes. You didn't have to do this, you know. Risk your life just to save mine. I know, old friend. I know. Part of me wishes you'd left me here to rot. But what's done is done. You've left the board in tatters, but Halcyon is still on the verge of starvation. I just hope we're not too late. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated. Theatrics, merciful law, I wish I were exaggerating. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all. Earth isn't going to help us. No one's going to help us now. We're alone out here, and I don't know if we're going to survive. I had hoped your fellow colonists might hold the key to saving Halcyon, but I don't have nearly enough chemicals to revive them all. I'll do what I can. I just hope it's not too late. I could use your help. You're the only ally I've got, and not just because you've murdered every potential leader in Halcyon. I see. Well, you've certainly earned a treat for yourself. I'll just get on with reviving the other colonists and saving Halcyon, then. Enjoy your creamed ice, or whatever you call it.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Left leaderless, the people of Stellar Bay and Amber Heights were slowly but inevitably picked apart by the wildlife of Monarch. Left unchecked, the war on Monarch consumed both MSI and the Iconoclasts. And when the sulfur cloud settled, only stragglers from both factions remained. Some found their way to Sublight, some to Terra 2, and some lived their final years fighting for food in the wilderness. In the end, only the beasts remained. Without Lilia Hagen, Sublight Salvage fell apart. The company fractured, devolving into a series of unregulated criminal gangs, fences, and smugglers. Their facade of legitimacy quickly faded. In time, the Sublight family was forgotten. Over the years, the ruins of Edgewater caused irreversible environmental damage to the landscape of Emerald Vale, owing largely to the presence of toxic compounds in the town's building materials. As for Edgewater's former workers, their remains provided a source of nourishment for the region's fauna, leading to an explosion in the sprat population. The loss of Junlei Tennyson hit the Groundbreaker hard, and even threatened to undercut the ship's independence. Taking up the example of their fallen captain, citizens banded together and rallied anew for the Groundbreaker's autonomy. Junlei was remembered as a folk hero, the spark that ignited a flame, heralding a new age of proud defiance against anyone who would challenge the Groundbreaker's sovereignty. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Even the Gorgon asteroid, though a distant enigma to most of Halcyon, felt the aftershocks of your actions. The Gorgon project created divisions among Well's newly awakened scientists. Many wanted to let the facility and its failures rot, but others saw an opportunity to improve the work of the original scientists, and perhaps the lives of Halcyon's masses. With no one to champion the project, however, the promise of Adrena time faded, and the Gorgon facilities fell into disuse once more. Lucian Bancroft had high hopes for Project Gorgon. However, the board's fall stripped him of the power and authority he'd wielded for so long. Like many of his peers, he was forced to take up a job based on his meager qualifications. He was relegated to dirt farming in the marauder-infested outskirts of Terra 2. In spite of everything, the Gorgon asteroid remained a sobering reminder of the potential for progress and disaster in humanity's most ambitious efforts. The Rizzo's company in Halcyon dissolved after the collapse of the board. The Eridanos atmospheric complex developed a notorious reputation as a derelict settlement populated by grinning killers. These stories kept the infection safely contained until a group of salvagers braved the complex and stole 20 crates of Spectrum Brown. Inside these crates, long-dormant parasites began to stir. In the absence of board regulation, Spectrum Brown made its way across the colony by passing hands between the desperate, the apathetic, and the lonely. A few settlements tried and failed to ban Spectrum Brown. The drink became a dangerous escape for anyone who dreamed of happier days. Though Ellie Fenhill perished during her adventures with you, she went out the way she would have wanted, in a blaze of violence and infamy. Felix Millstone never lived to see what became of the colony. He did not survive his encounter with you. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was at peace when he sacrificed his life as part of the crew of the Unreliable. After Junlei's murder, Parvati disappeared from the Unreliable during a refueling stopover. She left no word of where she went, only a snippet of a poem she'd meant to send Junlei, written by a long-dead Earth writer, John Donne. It read, "Study me then, you who shall lovers be, at the next world, that is, at the next spring, for I am every dead thing in whom love wrought new alchemy." Nyoka didn't survive her adventure with you. Before his untimely death, Captain Alex Hawthorne had plans to restore and modify, for combat purposes, a sanitation and maintenance automechanical that he'd found in a state of disrepair in Emerald Vale's scrapyard. That unit remains broken down and forgotten in the Unreliable supply closet to this day. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He was never able to come to terms with his own past, troubled by the decision of placing all his faith in the first colonist he ever revived, the infamous Captain of the Unreliable. The revival project yielded mixed results. Phineas, weighed down by limited support and his own guilt, struggled to revive more than a handful of scientists and engineers. They made a heroic effort to solve the colony's problems, but with small numbers and facing long odds, their solutions never caught on. Only a few of the Hope's colonists were successfully revived. Wells died before he could see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a haunted man, crushed by the guilt of his failures. Small, petty factions squabble over what remains of the colony. Every attempt to reach out to Halcyon's neighbors is met with silence. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus, and left Dr. Wells to save Halcyon on his own. You had more pressing matters to attend to. As you tasted your first scoop of Rizzo's partially emulsified, semi-frozen milk-like dessert, you realized something. All your troubles, all your adventures, all your struggles and choices, they had all led to this single moment. And it was all worth it. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Is that sarcasm? Do you know what I do to people who employ the lowest, most base form of humor?
Put a sock in it.